All right, well, ladies and gents, we fizzled out on the free. We never told everybody we were doing episode that we were doing. We said it at the end, and then we just pieced out. So paid people, not the freebies, but the paid people, you get to hear Reese's story locked and loaded. On this episode, we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about Reese taking a gun to school before it was cool. And I think we're going to answer the question that a lot of people have been wondering, and that is, I just farted. I don't know if it got on the mic. What are you doing, pulling out nose hairs?
I thought it was a nose hair, but it was like a mustache hair.
Oh. And so...
Thanks for noticing, though.
Yeah. So... we're going to talk about you bringing a gun to school before it was the in thing to do. And we're also going to talk about how and why, or how do we plan on stopping Satanism?
Oh. I think those two things coincide.
Two lighthearted topics.
God, guns, and girls.
and glory.
And I forgot about glory. God, guns, girls,
and skull.
Glory.
And skull.
Skull. It fits in there somewhere.
Yeah. So tell us about how you took a gun to school. So I want to hear this story.
How this started was you are in correspondence with my good friend Sonny Johnston, guitar player, 5 Iron Frenzy.
Yes.
And he's like, ask Reese about the time he took a gun to school, which is, then you were like, tell me about the time you took a gun to school. And I was confused because I never took a gun to school. The gun was at school. And I think he doesn't remember it correctly.
You guys, if you listen to the show often, you remember that episode. Hopefully you remember that episode where I just point blank came out of nowhere and asked Reese, tell me the story about you taking a gun to school. And he was like, what?
Yeah.
I never did that.
I'm pretty sure it was episode 28.
Right.
On episode 28, I think I did say that, and you pointed it out. So just for the record, guys, if you go back. Yeah. Are we doing this? We're calling every episode 28.
I'd probably not.
It's so much easier. Did you remember that one time on episode 28 when you said this?
Yeah, but the Candy Crush Network, they're going to be upset with us.
Yeah, you're right. But maybe it's character building for them. Let's keep it up.
Maybe it is.
I don't know if they're listening to us anymore because Dante is not editing.
No, they're not listening anymore.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm trying to get some side hustle going of editing podcasts. So if you're like, man, if I could just edit, like, have my own podcast edited as well as the Pickle and Boot Shop.
Yeah.
You hit me up, dude.
Do it.
Reese.roper@AOL.com.
For $625 a month, he can edit your podcast.
Sure. I was like, for $6.25 a month. But I like Joe's idea better.
It's more cost effective, time effective.
Yeah. So the story is this. It was the early 90s. I think this was 1990. And I went to an inner city high school. I encouraged people before to look it up when I went to my high school reunion. East High School, Denver East High School. If you look it up on Wikipedia, you'll just be like, this can't be real. It doesn't look real. You can't believe who all went there. It's insane. Like, all the famous people from Colorado went to my high school. And
Don Cheadle.
And including one of the Avengers, Don Cheadle.
Donald Leroy Cheadle.
Donald Leroy Cheadle. Yeah. So what I want to explain to you is like the just kind of the landscape of Denver in the late 80s, early 90s, which was trying to be like LA. Because there was a lot of people that moved there from LA because it was cheap. And every time there was an earthquake in California, like our population would go up like 1 million people in Colorado. So there had been some earthquakes. Plus, I don't know if you've ever watched Straight Outta Compton or Boys in the Hood, but like South Central Los Angeles was scary. And even I think most of Los Angeles, like you had to to listen to punk rock, you had to be in a gang. Like you had to pick a side. You had to be like the Suicidal Tendency gang, or there was like a couple other gangs, but like if you dressed punk rock, you would get beat up for being in the wrong punk rock gang. You couldn't just dress punk. You couldn't just be like, I like Black Flag, because you'd be dead. Like people would beat your ass. So it was worse, like, you know, like in inner city Los Angeles, like East LA and South Central. It was bad. Like the gangs just kind of ran everything. And so that spilled into Denver. And some of it was just wishfulness. Like people were like, I want to be like that. That sounds cool. A lot of it where I live, which was a suburb of Denver, Aurora. So I was like northern Aurora, which is like a lot of white folk, and they didn't need that. But sometimes in the middle of Aurora, like you kind of had to be in a gang or people were going to jump you. So where I went to high school was in Denver. It was east of downtown. Probably about a mile east of downtown. Beautiful, like just a beautiful school building. It was modeled after Independence Hall in Philadelphia, and it was built during the Great Depression during the WPA project that Roosevelt had. So they were trying to employ construction workers and artists to keep them from dying or whatever. People were not hiring them, so the government took it upon themselves to hire all these people to make all these beautiful works of art and buildings. And this school is that. Like it's just beautiful. There's like a mural in the library, and it's like of Marco, Polo's voyages, and it's all Art Deco. It's beautiful. Huh?
Was it Marco
Polo's voyages inside of the swimming pool? He had a lot of voyages. A lot of people lost him, and they made a mural of it. Where is he? Polo. He would always respond with that.
Marco.
Over here. But
that was the greatest game to play like in junior high. Because you'd kind of peek, and then, all the girls in your class would be in bikinis, and you're out there just being handsy like Marco, trying to feel around where everybody is.
Joe.
What?
I missed out on this part of life. I did
That's
not.
what Marco. You never played Marco Polo
with the handsiness. Yeah, I played Marco Polo, but I thought you were just trying to find the guy, and then this is boring. But if it was like involved,
no, that's what the game
groping.
was.
I would be into that. I was not. I was like,
what a late bloomer.
Listen to
because
Sandy
that's
Patty.
What the game was.
Great. Thank you.
That's what the game was. The game was made so people could grope each other under the guise of a pool game.
Well, I'm getting divorced, so if anybody out there wants to play Marco Polo with me, I am.
Anybody's got a pool. I got a swimsuit.
I got a Speedo, and I am ready.
I don't have a swimsuit, and we can play Marco Polo.
Jeez, oh, Pete. I have played water polo with the girls' swim team at East, and it was like not very much groping. It was like a lot of getting kicked in the nuts. That was wonderful.
Yeah. Well, bringing up East, so go back to you have a mural.
So,
and
it's
you
a
have
beautiful school.
Golden Calf.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Golden Calf out front. Don Cheadle statue in the lobby.
Of him as Iron Man.
He is the
War Machine.
War Machine. Thank you. So we, like this school was inner city. Part of being in the city, part of being in Denver was at that time gangs, and there was places where you couldn't go, or you like wearing a certain color, or you might get beat up. And there were places you couldn't go at night. Joe, you know this. Detroit is like this all the time, but Denver is not like this anymore. I don't know. Like, I think you're going to get yelled at for eating meat in a lot of places in Denver.
That's the gang.
Or like,
the gang is vegans.
Yeah, vegans, and they'll be like, "Did you do yoga this morning? Have you been listening to your Apple Watch tell you to breathe? Get out of here.
Yeah.
Get the fuck
It's like-
out."
It's like the movie
Fascist.
Warriors. There's like the vegans, then there's the yoga people, then there's the like people who rub crystals.
Pink baseball game.
Yeah.
Gang.
Guys who love fish.
Yeah. That's
The
everybody.
band Fish.
Fish. There's also another gang. People that love fish.
Yeah. Plectolitarians.
Plectolitarians is what that's called. So Denver East High School, the
Football rules.
2 years, like my sophomore year and my senior year, the most poignant things I remember were we had riots inside the school where Crips and Bloods were fighting each other. Not shooting, I think guns were drawn, but like they'd just be like, get on the intercom, like nobody leave their classroom, nobody go out in the hall. And cops, like all the cop cars in Denver, like outside. And I remember one time seeing this dude in my gym class on the news with 8 cops on him. This dude was huge black dude just dragging 8 cops down the street. You know, what? Who cares? He's 17. Like, it's all expunged from his record.
Yeah,
But
you're like,
just
that's
this
Ted. No big deal.
giant crip just pulling the cops. So East had this problem in that time in that our colors were red and white. And so anytime we went to a school that was like a Crip school, now East had both, but it was calm. But if you went to like Manual, which is the school that most of the guys from Earth, Wind, and Fire went to, you get hassled. Like I remember going there in football, and our football coaches like, "Don't take your helmet off," and them throwing bricks at our bus. Like,
But wait, but wasn't this the coach that didn't wear a helmet himself? What a hypocrite.
that was my dad. That was my dad's football coach.
What was that guy's name? Duffy McCree or something?
Bull Ott.
Bull odd.
So, so it was rough. But East did not have a swimming pool, and like where I shined athletically as a young man at East was on the swim team. So
Without a follicle of body hair.
without a follicle of body hair, I had a follicle. I had one. But like, you know, like senior year, I was swim team captain. I got this big award like for the city swim meet for being like an outstanding senior athlete. I swam and dove. So this was like my sport, swimming. And then, you know, like on the off season, I got extra letters for being the girls swim team manager 2 years in a row, which was,
I bet that was hard.
it was awful. It was like girls in swimsuits and me and Josh. Terrible. All the time. These girls. It was awful as I had no like reverse game. I'd just be like, "Hey, do you know what the tangent of that is? What is the cosine of 34?"
You were like, "Hey, girls, don't poop in the pool."
So the other game.
Hey, Tammy, I can smell your bathing suit. Why don't you wash it? And they're like, that guy's so mean.
So
You could have just cleaned up. 40 girls and 2 dudes. You could have just cleaned up, but instead you just insulted them all every day just to make Josh laugh.
I think Josh was working it. Like, he had game. I had zero. Plus, I was like, I was super Christian boy, so I just like, well, I cannot date anyone that doesn't love the Lord.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do to you? No, ma'am. So
You were like, Connie, do you need another towel?
yes, probably wrap yourself, cover thy loins.
Here, Connie, take a towel. And by the way, my youth group is having a get together on Saturday. If you're interested.
That conversation did happen several times. Yeah.
So go on.
So
Don Cheadle's statue.
Don Cheadle statue. Now, so we did not have a pool at Denver East High School. They did not build one. But Denver had like a ring of high schools on the near suburbs, and all those schools had pools. So all the inner city schools had to bus out to do swim practice after the schools themselves had their own. So we went to Thomas Jefferson High School. By the way, all these schools were named after presidents except for the black neighborhood. For some reason, they were like Montbello. I don't know. They were like, nah, it's got to be a president or we're not going to do this to these black kids and name it after Thomas Jefferson. So
what was it named?
Montbello.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I mean, it's like a Latin-ish phrase for the beautiful mountain.
Oh, okay.
Right? I don't know why they named it Montbello, but it was the black school. They did have a swim team, and they did have a pool, I think. So anyway, we went to Thomas Jefferson High School and had to take the bus. So we'd, after school, take the bus out there, and then you'd have to take the bus, or if you were well-to-do, as some of the kids at our school were, they would have cars, and they just go home, eat snacks or whatever, jack off, and then go to swim practice. And but like me and all the freshmen, many of the sophomores, this is my junior year, we'd take the bus. I think I was the oldest kid. Take the bus out there. So, and then we'd have to go into their lunchroom because they didn't want us hanging out the pool while they were practicing because we were their competition. They didn't want us to see what was going on.
See their secrets.
See the secrets. So we'd go in the lunchroom and study, which was cool. I mean, like, you gotta do that. You want it to be done by the time you get home. So they'd start, like their swim practice at like 3 and maybe 5. And then we'd start and we'd go to like 7 and then get home late. But you'd already been done studying, so it'd be fine. So me, all these freshmen, going out there every day on the school bus, sitting in the lunchroom for an hour and a half or whatever, studying. TJ happened to be like in a very, very white, pretty Jewish suburb, or almost suburb, part of Denver.
TJ is Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson, right? TJ.
Okay.
There's no reason for gangs to be at this school, except, like I talked about on a previous episode, Denver pioneered, was, I think, the first major city to do integrated busing. So there were kids from the hood that got bussed out there. Somehow it was designated a Crip school. So we got hassled because we wore red because it was our school color, and you're out there for swim team. So the younger kids would not wear their swim team sweatshirts, not wear their leather jackets or anything. But I didn't think it was real. I thought, I was just like, I know this neighborhood. Like, it's the nicest Safeway, like the nicest grocery store in town. It was like Whole Foods before Whole Foods. I was like, I'm not afraid of Crips in this neighborhood or that school. Yeah. I'm not going to take off my letter jacket or whatever to go there. So we'd go every day and study and stuff. So one thing I need to point out,
the Crips went to the Safeway and ate their quinoa and yam salad.
So me I did swimming and diving. The Crips did do that. Me I did swimming and diving, and Denver that year they got like a citywide diving coach because they didn't have anybody to coach diving, and they were afraid of kids hurting themselves. So we'd go to the other school 2 days a week. George Washington, another school that got a pool because it had a president name, and dive with every kid in the league. We'd dive together with the same coach. So there was one kid, he was I don't know how this was real, but I promise you, this kid, I'm not kidding, weighed more than 300 pounds. He was the nose tackle for the TJ football team. Enormous.
Cannonball team?
Cannonball team. He was a diver. So he would dive, and there were times when like he would hit the board and it would go dink into the water. And then he would do a dive. Somehow, because he had all that weight, he could go so high, like he would just launch. He would get so high, and he was so good at it. Like he'd get like the 3-meter diving board. It's way up there, like the high dive. He would get above that doing his dives. And in like when I was in high school, they only had 1 meter, so just a low dive. But he would get above it. Like there were schools that had both, and he would just launch so high because he was so big. And just have like all the time in the world. And he owned it, man. He was like such a graceful diver. Nose tackle. Also, super cool dude. So I made friends with this guy. And then, so then like the other 3 days, I'd go swim with my own team, and I'd go to TJ. So
Thomas Jefferson.
So we'd be there studying stuff. And East, this is what the dynamics of East were. There was like a third of the kids got bussed in from Southeast Denver, which was closest to TJ. So half the kids I went to junior high school with, they went to TJ, and then the other half went to East. So we all knew most of the guys on the swim team from that. But then East also, after Colfax, which is the street that East is on, was like...
Isn't that by Broadway?
Yes. It was.
I thought so.
It was the hood.
In fact, the intersection there, Colfax and Broadway, they intersect, don't they?
They do. Yes.
Okay.
If you've heard about
I thought so. Continue.
So East had Southeast Denver kids. Then it had kids that were from north of Colfax, which was the hood, so black kids, and then south of Colfax, which all of a sudden got really nice. It was Capitol Hill, and it was like a lot of people that worked in like state government and like professionals and artists and stuff. So it was like this super nice thing. So like a third rich white kids. It wasn't even a third, because I would say East was over 60% black. So it was like some rich white kids, some middle class white kids from the suburb, of which I was not. Like we were from like the apartment complex. I was attached to that, and then I'm not saying that all the black folk were poor that lived north of Colfax, but it was like there were some shady neighborhoods up in there. So East was just this complete mix.
Okay.
So the kids that were on the swim team were mostly the uppity, like lived on the south side of Colfax. They're like their dad might have been the lieutenant governor type people. I dated a girl. Her dad was like the assistant mayor, like the vice mayor, stuff like that. Dated twice. I went on 2 dates. She tried to follow me. I was I was an evangelical Christian, and I had to flee.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. How'd that
Felicia
go?
Marin, if you're listening, I still think about it. Anyway. So me going to the lunchroom to study with the young freshmen who are from the south side of Colfax, super, like, parents are well off dudes who are young. They keep going to get snacks, like go get snacks from the snack machine and come back, and they're scared, and they're like, the Crips keep hustling us or keep like cornering us and taking our money. And I'm
at swim practice.
So school
This
is
blowing my
closed.
mind.
Their school is closed except for sports, which is swimming, and maybe basketball's happening. I don't know. But they're like, there's Crips out there. And I'm like, bullshit. You're just afraid of black people. Like, stop. And they're like, no, but they took our money. I'm like, why did you give them your money? Just don't. Like, just don't. Just when they come up at you, just say no. So it kept happening, like 4 or 5 kids. And so I am like, this is so ridiculous, guys. Like, one of them said he got punched in the eye. He had like redness around his eye. I'm thinking it's because you've been crying. Like, get back out there and say no. Quit being bitches. Like, you swim. You've got muscles. Like, I know you're freshmen and stuff, but get out there. Like, go together. Stop.
Because I know that's a good thing to say when you get just prior to getting in a fight with someone. If you yell "I swim," goes a long way in the intimidation factor of fighting.
They will back the fuck down, Joe.
Right.
So that it happened enough that I was just like, okay. The kid
I'm bringing a pistol.
The kid came in with the one like red eye, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. It's because you're crying. I'll go out there and talk to him. So I go out. You know, mind you, like, we're poor. I don't have money to buy snacks at the snack machine, but like maybe I had 50 cents to get a pop. I'm gonna be like, oh, I'll get a pop today. So I go out there. And for all of you in the rest of America, pop means an artificially carbonated, non-alcoholic beverage. It's a
soda.
A soda. I'm not going to say that. It's a pop. I go out there. It's in this little alcove. They have a pop machine. And I go over there. And I'll be damned, but like I start getting my money out. And these 3 totally skinny, like a foot shorter than me, black kids come up. And they're like, "What's up, cuz? What's up?" Which is like, you don't say that unless you're a Crip or you're fronting like you're a Crip.
Cuz. You're like, who's your mom?
How do we know each other? What is up, bro?
This is crazy.
What is the haps?
Yeah.
So,
who would have known that I had to come to TJ to see my relatives?
So they're like, "What's up, cuz? What are you doing? What are you doing with all that red?" And I'm like, I just kind of look around. I'm like, "Are you kidding? Are you serious?" And they're like, "What's up? Give us your money." And I just go, "No." And they're like, they come up and they're like bumping chests on me. And like, "What the fuck, cuz? Give me your money." And I literally just took my hands, grabbed their collars and 2 of them, put them up against the wall, like picked them up and put them against the wall. So I'm not trying to brag, but in the Denver East High
you're a
swim
swimmer.
team. I was a swimmer. I swam year round. We had a pull-up contest. The coach made me stop at 118.
Holy cow.
So I was like, the whole team was like, I got 30. And I was just like going. Also, I didn't weigh anything. So it was just like all muscle. It was just all. But I'm taller than these kids and strong. So I picked them up and I like leaned them up against the wall. I'm like, hey, quit fucking with my friends. Like, you're not Crips. And I don't know what you're doing, but get the fuck out of here. And I didn't swear a lot, but I did then. So that happens, and the one kid who was not talking to me was gone. And then I see the kids I've got up against the wall just kind of like looking to the side. So I look to the side, and no lie, like 20 of the thuggiest, biggest looking Crips, like real Crips, just come out of nowhere. Like, this is their game. Just like, I don't know why they were at school, but they're
like,
hanging out
the cafeteria,
hustling everybody, like getting money off everybody. And all of a sudden it was just like everybody pushing up against me. And I'm just like, fuck, I can't fight. I'm going to
like,
die.
guys, I swim.
Yeah, I swim. Hey, fellas.
Hey, I'm a swimmer.
So this happens. All these dudes pushing in, 20 dudes, huge guys, like big adult people. Crips.
You
They
pull
all
out
got
the
the
gat.
rags and stuff. No,
Then you
the
pull
gat.
out your gat and let it hum.
There's no gat. So the dude who was the nose tackle of the football team serendipitously comes in from swim practice. He just opens the door, sees me pinned up against the wall with all these dudes about ready to just tear my fucking throat out. And he just goes, hey, Reese, what's up, dude? How are you? And like, they just look at him, and it was like the Red Sea. They just backed off. Like, because for real, this dude was one of the biggest people I've ever seen in real life. They just moved away, and I just walked with him. He's like, hey, man, you want to come to the pool? I went to the pool.
You're like, do I? I'm a swimmer. Of course I do.
So I went to the pool, stayed for the rest of their practice. Like, I think the guys
Stayed overnight.
The guys on my team brought my stuff.
Into the next day.
And I told them the story, and they're like, yeah, see, we told you it was Crips. I'm like, you're right. So then,
I will never doubt you again, Tommy.
no, Tommy. So then I still had to go there every day for swim practice. The other dudes would go in the cafeteria and get their asses beat. Like,
Oh.
because he said, hey, Reese, what's up? So the Crips would go and be like, where's Reese? We're going to beat his ass. Beat these guys. So all of a sudden, like one by one, all of us we're just like, fuck the cafeteria. We're hanging out in the pool. The school bus is going to drop us off at the pool. We're going to go in the one door, go in the pool, and not leave. So the pool door locked. It locked from the inside because it was after hours. Like, so nobody could get in. This went on for a month. Like, Crips outside come pound on the door. Where's Reese? Send him out. A month. It just kept going. Like, it just kept getting like boom, boom, boom. I'm in there trying to study. Like, they're like, hey, you guys are supposed to be in the lunchroom. And we're like, no, don't send us back there. We'll die. And then boom, boom, boom. What's up? Where the fuck is Reese? And so I went for a month. The other guy I dove with, guy's name was Mike. Mike went to jail half of my sophomore year because he drove a friend to, this is his story. He drove this guy to see his girlfriend, and the fucking guy murdered his girlfriend.
What?
Yes. Mike claimed he had no knowledge of this. He was just like, yeah, man, I'll drive you over there. Which I believe he was that guy. Like, he would just be like, yeah, I'll give you a ride. Whatever. Cool. He had a truck, sophomore. He was just like, yeah, I'll drive you. His friend.
He had a truck with like garbage bags, duct tape, shovel in the back.
Yeah. You know, his friend murdered his girlfriend, stabbed her to death. So Mike did 6 months in juvie. I don't think it was juvie. I think it went to regular jail. He dove with an ankle monitor on. So he gets back to school. He's a good diver. I'm junior year. He's a senior, and he's still diving. But he comes to practice, and the guys bang on the door. Usually they would quit by the time our practice started, which was like 5. But this happened after. And he's like, who's banging on the door? I was like, Mike, don't go answer the door. I think most of the swim team didn't know about the Crips and that they were trying to murder me, or all of East High School swim team at that point.
Right.
So I'm like, Mike, don't go out there. Don't answer it. So he opens the door, and they're like, hey, what's up, cuz? Where's Reese? And he's like, oh, he's in here. And they're like pushing past him, and he's like, no. Okay, shuts the door. And he's like, what's going on? And I told him the story, and he's like, oh, dude, those guys want to fucking kill you. And I'm like, I know. That's why I'm in here. Like, I go from school to here to home. And
you like put 2 and 2 together, Mike. Remember when I was saying don't open the door, they're Crips?
Yeah.
There was a point for that.
So
there was a reason.
He goes, oh, man, that sucks. I got an idea.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, so this is 1990. I don't know if they still use real pistols for starting swim meets, but at this time they did. And we knew this because we had, like all of us had been in like the swim team.
They didn't use a starter
office.
pistol?
No, it was like a real pistol. It had like the barrel was like soldered shut.
Yeah, that's called a starter pistol.
Okay, so they had this.
Okay.
And it had blanks, like what you use like for construction, like in a ram set or something.
Yeah. There's no projectile that comes out. It's just a sound.
Right. But when the coach wasn't there, you could load them up. You could find them in the unlocked TJ coach's drawer and shoot them at each other. So there were 2 of them. No, there were 4 because we each had 2. We had 2 hands. There were 4 of these things, and just like a huge case of blanks. And he's like, let's go get those things. We'll open the door and we'll shoot them at them.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I like Mike. This is
so
a great idea. How could this go wrong?
Let's do it. So it had just snowed. Like the parking lot outside the swimming pool was kind of icy. It was cold and icy. So there were a couple Crips, like 5 or 6 that had come, because most of them had kind of been like, Reese isn't going to be here or whatever. He's too scared. But there were a couple. And so Mike goes, we go get the starting pistols, and they're like regular, like 6 shooters. So we load them all up. We each have 2. We go. Our team is practicing. So we go up to the door, and we're supposed to be diving. So we go up, and Mike opens the door, just a crack. And he's like, hey, were you guys looking for Reese? And they're like, yeah. Fuck yeah, let's go.
Like,
Is
yeah,
he
we've
here?
been standing out here, snow, rain, sunshine for a month.
This is how we get in the Crips or whatever. We have to beat that guy. So
Yeah.
Mike is like, okay, well, he's here, but he doesn't want to come out unless you're all here. So they go get all the Crips. Like, I don't remember how he phrased it, but it was like, he's coming out in a minute, dude. We're going to send him out.
Go get all your boys.
They get everybody, all the Crips, all the hallway people that were, molesting all the freshmen, and then who had cornered me. They get out there in the parking lot and they're just waiting. And he kept opening the door and be like, "Hey, are you guys all here yet?" Because he's about to come out. They're like, "Fuck you!" Like, send him out. Do you want him? he just kind of drew it out for like 10 minutes. There were like 30 people out there in their full Crip, like all the do-rags and everything. And
yeah, the normal Crip uniform.
yeah. And then he goes, "You want him? He's right here." Kick the door open and we both just come out with guns and we're pointing them straight at him and just like, "Ka, ka, ka, ka." Each one of us like 12 shots. And fucking, we could have died. Like, had any one of these Crips had guns, it would have been like them shooting back at us. But they just, all of them, just like running, sliding under cars, like peeing themselves, screaming, just like, "Ah!" Just every one of them just like running, diving in the snow. And we're just like, "What's up? This is East, bitches." And then we just shut the door.
Always goes over well.
They never came back. Like, thank God they didn't like drive by our swim team, but they were just
Holy cow.
Never came back.
And you never got in trouble for this?
No, my coach was just like, probably like, "Were you guys shooting off the starting pistols again?" Don't do that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Mm-hmm. That is hilarious. That might be my most bestest Reese Roper story that I've ever heard.
Reese Roper versus the Crips. Yeah, but they never came back. I did get, I think my senior year, I got punched by like dudes trying to, I think to
collect the bounty.
Collect the bounty. No, this was the Bloods. I got 6 stitches. Somebody jumped me trying to get into the Bloods.
They're like, "Where's your starter pistol?"
"Where's it now? I thought you were one of us."
They're like, "We need it. We're gonna be fighting those guys."
But yeah, I've got a good scar. The kids at the hospital I work at, they were like, "Hey, where did you get that scar?" And I was like,
You're like, "Sit down, kids.
Sit
Gather
down.
around. You know what a starter pistol is?"
"No. Have you ever been jumped by the Bloods?"
Right. "I'm going to take you way back. It starts back in the FDR movement where artists and sculptors made the school we now know as East. There was a mural in the library, and they're like, 'Get to the point,
Have
Mr.
you ever
Roper.'
been followed by a woman in a swimming pool?"
While you were trying to get a brownie out of a vending machine. Well, let me tell you, kids, that leads down the road to starter pistol mayhem."
Yeah. So,
Dude, that's a great story.
thank you. I feel like that is the best story I have. So we should probably quit now.
All right.
All right. That's it.
right,
Episode
sounds
28, guys. Thanks for listening.
Thank you. And we love you guys. Thank you, Patreon members. Reese and I put it on the Diabolical discussion page earlier this week. If you missed it, Reese and I would like to know if you want to put a show together for us. And what I mean by that is you can DM me, whether through Instagram or the Facebook. You can DM the Pickle and Boot Shop and let us know, like, "Hey, I want you guys to talk about this and this and this." Give us like 2 ideas for the freebie. Give us 2 ideas for the paid. Any questions you might want answered. Anything like that. We've had some really good ones come in.
Very good ones.
Yeah. So give us those ideas. If you want to do anything like that, feel free. All that good stuff. Again, you guys, we can't thank you enough for doing this. I felt like garbage today. I didn't want to do it, but I love the interactions that we have with you guys and this goofy little community that we have. And so I had to power through and do it because I enjoy this a ton.
Because you're a hero, Joe.
I am a hero, and I also like that check from Patreon. But that's neither here nor there. But
yeah,
that just ruined it, right? That just made me seem like a money grubber.
I don't think you're a money grubber. I just think you have bills, and this is hard. That's what she said.
Yeah, it does take time, and it's hard, especially for when I do my Average Jerks podcast. It's 1 hour a week. You wouldn't think 2 hours a week is a big deal, but for me and you, 2 hours a week is a big deal, and we try and do 2 hours in a row. So to carve 2 hours out of your every week, that's 2 hours away from your kids, away from things that you're trying to do, it's tough. It is very tough to do, and so it I don't know where I was going with that, but it's tough to do to find that time. So me and you were trying to do it where we do an hour one day, an hour another day. Hopefully that'll work out here soon.
Yeah.
Because as it is, we end up canceling every time. Then we end up doing 2 hours on some day. So
it's terrible.
Yeah. So that's it, you guys. Have fun, and we'll see you.
Thanks, you guys. Love you. Piece of pizza.
See ya.